Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I have been procrastinating at making a sweet potato trellis. Today we're going to go outside and make a sweet potato trellis just because all the plants are sprawling all over the garden paths and we don't want that. We want them crawling up that they can have a proper place to grow because they're going to start getting bushy soon, and I just need to get in there and walk around and be able to just get in my garden, and I can't right now because these long tendrils are just out in the path. I will meet you guys out there. We are out here by the sticks and my scrap lumber section of my property. I have pulled all of these sticks out just during the storms and just collected them there for trellis making. Because this trellis is going to be somewhat more medium, I did bring out a chainsaw just in case we have to cut some of these longer pieces down. Now I'm going to take you guys over to the garden really quick and show you what I mean by the tendrils being in the paths. So this is the garden that we're going to be making this trellis for. See all of the things inside the path. When I get in here to water, I can barely get in there and the hose is going all over them. So we're just going to make like a medium-sized trellis to put over that. I'm going to get in there and measure it. I believe it's a 9-foot by 4-foot garden, but we're just going to make sure because we want the whole thing to be covered. They aren't going to be looking like that. Like that to me, that's a little bit too tall. So we might make it like halfway, and we're just going to do that same type of style, like the crisscross on the ends and then the horizontal sticks going across there. Let me pull out my tape measure and we're going to just measure this garden. It's about 52 inches by 98 inches. Good thing I have this microphone because you guys are going to be able to hear me even though I'm turned away. First thing we want to do is basically get sticks the same size. We might even be able to make a middle cross section. That might be something that we do just to, it's such a long garden that we kind of just want to make it even. I do have this twine. It's actually a little bit thicker twine that I've used on, instead of using the regular twine that I usually use, I bought a thicker twine just because I had to reinforce the other twine by using this. We want at least, what was it, 52 inches. I'll put this out to 52 inches. And I only have the gloves on because I don't want to get splinters and work with bugs and stuff. So we're just gonna, this is a lot easier to wrap without the gloves. All right, now we're just going to be taking these pieces and putting them up against the other two pieces. And with our chainsaw, we're going to be able to just cut off a small portion of that. Let's see. Use that right there. Making our crisscross pattern so that the piece of wood can fit long ways in between them. Again, we're going to be putting this down. I think it's a lot easier to take the twine off, gather as much as you're going to need. I want to say about this much. Just to secure the middle. We have our second one, and we're just going to go ahead and make a third one, that top middle piece, because I don't think I have another long piece here. But I do have all of this here. But if that is about 98 inches, then I think that's what we will use. Might as well measure that piece. Let's measure this piece out. Maybe we use the smaller part of it, but I do need 98 inches of it because that is a long garden. It's about just the right size. It is just the right size. So we're going to use this middle piece as the middle piece that goes in between all of these, and I'm going to make one more middle section. I'm wondering if I could use the fence as a brace or a crutch to then hold on, at least to make one side of the garden first. We might do that. Let's go see if that works. So I'm going to take one of these corners and we're going to take it over here. I can actually use this fence right here. See that? And then I can put the other piece right here and then start to attach the horizontal pieces in this space, then transfer this whole side of the garden into the sweet potato garden and then be able to work on the second portion. So let's try that. We need 49-inch pieces because it's like a 98-inch garden, like a long foot garden. So we need 49-inch pieces to go in the middle. We have our 12 pieces. We have our 3 middle pieces. I have the one piece over there. I'm going to take another middle piece over there and we're going to start assembling these pieces onto the first section, and then that will make it easier for us to transfer that into the garden and then do the other side of it. So the first thing that we're going to do is affix a portion of this twine to one of these sticks on the one end, and that is basically to be able to hold this stick here. Now this fence is actually helping me be able to hold it up, so we're going to want one here, one here, and one up here. So let's do this first one down here. Second piece is going to be held up with this. Do this one on the bottom of here. I really like how this fence is being my helper. It's like holding everything up, because this was really hard to do before. That's why my pumpkin trellis is leaning, because I just did not have the extra support that I needed. So this is actually really nice. Gotta be creative. Love that. I might actually put the top one on next, just to give it some balance on the top. We're going to work on the next piece. I'm going to do one of these taller ones. I'm going to put this at the top. definitely want to make it same size, so I'm gonna use the fence for holding that. Woohoo! Now I'm glad the fence has holes in it. This is the unfinished side. It's kind of a little bit wobbly, but once I put this up and put this up, kind of make it straighter, it'll even itself out. And even again, if I put like a crossbar on it, that'll definitely make it much sturdier. One last piece for this side. That is not bad at all. Now remember, we're going to have that top bar across the top. This big gap, there's a big gap right there, and it's also the same big gap on the other side. We're going to hope that the tendril can go up further. If not, then maybe it can grab around the sides, and maybe even the crossbar that I put on will eventually, can be used as just another support that the plant can crawl up. Just want to make sure it connects to the top and that is pretty sturdy, y'all. This is all nice and sturdy and straight. Even when I wiggled it, it didn't move. To actually also reinforce this, you can also connect these together, or maybe even in the middle I can connect it. That might even make it more sturdy. I think I'm going to do that. I'll just put one in the middle, put that one in the middle right there. So now this thing is, wow, that is nice and sturdy. I'm going to move this into the garden, and maybe we'll start to trellis the sweet potatoes up onto it. This bad boy is sturdy. Once I put it in the garden, hopefully it'll be sturdier. Just the dirt in the bottom will be able to hold it. All right, I'm gonna put this on this side. Now usually I would have had this built already, but it is not, so I'm gonna have to kind of guide these up onto the trellis. This is gotten smushed, so we're going to put that back up there. I might not even need this other side. I might even have to make it shorter than I thought, because it doesn't look like another one of these is going to fit. Oh gosh, that is so much better. Look at that, y'all. I just made another DIY trellis. That is awesome. I just cleared this whole path. Another one of these, another one of these is not going to fit over here, so I might have to cut those. I might just have to make a shorter one, or maybe even put some other kind of DIY trellis in there, but right now this is working for these. That is amazing. See how long those tendrils are? All of those were sprung, and now they're all out of the path. This side over here has a few plants in it, but eventually these might grow tall enough to where I can put them here. I can also possibly put this in the middle, but I don't think I want to do that. I could make like a small, just a smaller trellis to connect to this. And if I don't make another trellis to put on this side, then I don't need that 98-inch thing to go across here. Maybe I only need like a 52-inch or a 48-inch to go across there. The marigolds are secure in the middle. I've got a basil plant companion planting over there as well. So this worked out. I really, really like that. So yeah, we have just made a sweet potato trellis, and we're gonna hope for a good harvest with these. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How about that, y'all? We just made a DIY sweet potato trellis. It has taken me a while to make this. I'm glad I made it medium. I'm glad I used the fence to help support and secure it because I didn't have any help with that. I am glad that I learned from the pumpkin trellis and I put a crossbar on there. And yeah, we're gonna see how these sweet potatoes do. All of the long viney tendrils are now up and out of the pathways and onto this trellis. And I don't even know if I'm gonna make the other portion of it, because once those tendrils on the other side get longer, I can just lead them up onto the trellis and they probably won't need another trellis. If they do get out of hand, I might make like a short little trellis or even one of those teepee looking trellises and just add it to the other side. But until then, we're gonna see how it does. I think we just made another successful trellis. If you guys liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Hi! I'll put that. Woo!